The new film, Predator, Killer of Killers, and I'll give my official review, a Lordy review, in this video. So let's talk about it as I wait for a match in Predator Hunting Grounds. The idea of this film was based on 4 mini-arcs, and during those 4 mini-arcs, you would have stories be displayed of each character, one based on the Viking period, another one based on the World War I, I believe, and another in the Samurai period. And through there, you'll be able to see their narratives of how they came to be, importance of what the character has, some relation to the world and the environment they're in that timepiece, alongside a predator using weaponry based on a similar time and more advanced. So it leads to a bit of a challenge for our protagonists as they go through these encounters. And there's 3 predators, 3 protagonists that we look at in those mini arcs. And from there, each protagonist is able to win in some capacity, but also lose something dear to them in that timeline. Maybe it's a bond between a family member, a son, whatever it may be. At those moments, things are happening, and they're losing someone important to them as they get closer to destroying the predator, and they successfully do so. But by doing so, they get captured. And this is when it starts to get more interesting. So those stories of those characters building up, there's some cool parts like the Viking period is alright. The actual Samurai period is pretty cool. Some of the cinematic stills are really amazing on that Predator, and I really do enjoy that, and some of the combat that happened towards that timepiece. Nothing too crazy, but it's nice to see. And the third one is kind of cool because the weapons they use do play differently, and usually based on the primitive idea of what a Predator can do with the heat vision or the heat technology and how that works. And that was cool to see in action when it came to more of an aerial fight and a dogfight and such. And then with that, we see those characters get captured, and they go to a point where there is no return, how it seems of it. They're captured, they're all together, they can't talk to each other in any capacity because they don't understand their languages, because they're all from different timepieces, but they came out of cryostasis, I believe, during that time. So they're all in cryostasis, so similar to like aliens where they use cryostasis to survive. Now things are going pretty bad as they're all captured, in this case, by the predators. And there's a king predator or a lord predator or elder predator at the very top that wants to see all these protagonists versus each other, and the mightiest prey become his opponent, and it becomes predator versus prey, and that's the idea behind it. And it's kind of a cool mechanic. Obviously, the prey work together and make something happen in their favor, where they just sacrifice, the rest do survive, but then towards the end, that final predator that kind of looks cool ends up sending everyone else for the final hunt, or another hunt, because the hunt never ends with the Predator franchise. They're always hunting the next target, trying to make the most out of those occurrences. And this leads to the big finale of a cliffhanger, understanding of why this film is being created, because obviously it's Killers of Killers, weird title, but you can understand it when you actually watch it. Killers in those time periods coming together in some capacity versus the major killer, being the Predators. And then from there, they show a massive cliffhanger as we get to see the idea of why this has come true. Why is it happening? Why is it cryostasis in this period? How the Predators using their technology to their advantage. And they captured every killer from every timepiece or era and have had them in cryostasis ready for a final hunt of some sort. So the hunt never ends. And I thought it was kind of a cool mechanic because we get to see the Prey 1 protagonist, the female protagonist, be placed into one of those cryostasis chambers, and she's just chilling there as a potential threat for the killers to hunt down in the future, or prey for them to hunt down in the future. And that's a cool thing to see. I didn't think that would ever happen, like a little thing that showcases those notions, because then now you start to think about all the prior films and how those encounters are encounters that were just testing those people, the prey, if they're worthy enough to verse the predators at the location of their homeworld after cryostasis and such. So I thought it was kind of cool thing to see. It's massive cliffhanger, like, okay, this is cool, brings everything together, and it's nicely done. Is this a movie that I'll recommend to everyone to watch? Not really. But if you're a Predator fan, or Alien vs. Predator fan, or Aliens fan in general, and you care about this universe, highly suggest doing so. You will have some fun here, that's for sure. As you get to see the dynamics of what the Predators can do with more screen time, and through this new animation style, which is kind of like Arcane. If we want to bring some similarities to the style itself, it's closest to Arcane from League of Legends, as it's got that bit of slow motion, capture moments of 24 FPS, something like that. And then from there, you just get to have a bit of fun and get to just chill and relax and enjoy the film. And after everything, I don't think it's the best film ever, but I definitely had some fun watching it. And I think that's the idea. Right now, we need more films in this universe, this franchise, that pushes the threshold even further from the basic fundamentals of just Predator catches prey or fights prey, and that's it. We want to see more, something with more depth that is able to go even further than that. And I'm glad to say that this show has pushed that, or this movie has pushed that, and it kind of gets me excited for Predator Badlands, as there might be another potential opportunity to actually push this threshold even further, as now we will be able to care about the Predator as it's something of a main character, not a side piece. Not something that gets like 7 minutes of screen time, and it's kind of cool, but you get mainly focus on human-centric movement. Now we may actually see a film that's based on the protagonist being the predator itself, and how it survives on the homeworlds against better prey or predators that it has not encountered yet. So I thought it was a cool idea for the future reference that this film can push that threshold, and it has, and the other films can do so as well. So it's good to see that the new director is kind of working really well with this franchise and bringing it up nicely, to say the least. But tell me please your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you end up watching the movie for yourself? Did you like it? Do you hate it? I'd love to know in the comment section down below. As always, mates, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye-bye.